this little shadow fairy who's super mischievous. He's kind of like a gremlin. And he comes into your house and he breaks things and steals things when no one's looking. And we're trying to trap him in the lantern to get rid of him. But we're competing to do so. So the Snyx travels, you know, around the lantern, around these rings. And in a 2-player game, over here, this is your field. And so you're trying to trap the Snyx. You're trying to bring them in, to lure them in, and try to trap them in one of these 2 gates on your side. And I'm trying to do the same thing on my side, in one of these 2 gates. And the first person to do so wins the game. The way we do that and the way we lure them in are with these spell cards. And we're trying to make a match. We're trying to make a pair or 3 of a kind. And we play our hands against each other, and 3 of a kind beats 2 of a kind, and 2 of a kind beats singles. We're going to start the game. The youngest player gets to spin first to determine which field the Snyx starts in. There's cardinal directions on the spinner, and so you spun the west. So if you look on top of the lantern, you can see that this is north, and so that means west is over here. So the Snyx starts kind of halfway through my second field here, heading in the clockwise. So again, you're trying to catch the Snyx in one of these 2 gates, and I'm trying to catch him over here. Now before I deal our 5 cards, every game starts with what's called a surprise trap. But we're not allowed to look at these ones. So you get to lay that as a trap anywhere on your field, and I'll do the same. And then I'll go ahead and deal our cards. So again, we always have 5 cards in hand, and we always play 3. So even if you only have 2 of a kind, or even if you have no matches, you always have to lay 3 cards, and then hold on to the other 2, and then after the round, I'll deal you 3 new ones. Okay. So you have no matches in this case, and I have a pair of thieves. So I win the thief spell. So that means I get to take your trap and look at it. Oh, that's a good one. And I'm going to place it here on the side. Now, since the Snyx is on my side of the board, I get to spin to determine movement. And it's a 2. So 1, 2. And then I deal 1, 2, 3 new cards. And that's a complete game turn. So you and I keep doing exactly that until one of us catches the Snyx. Okay. So you have a pair of gates, and I have a pair of rings with a wild card. Normally pairs would tie, but since this is a wild card, it diminishes my hand. So you actually win this hand with 2 real gates.
I see.
You get to raise one of your 2 gates.
Maybe this one?
Okay. This one?
Sure.
All right. There we go. Great. All right. So I'll spin to determine the movement, and then, so 2. 1, 2, like that, and then 3 new cards. Whoa, okay. So 3 rings beats 2 fields. So that means the Snyx moves in 1, which is a good play on your part because he's just about to head into your field. Then I spin, and it's a 2. So 1, 2. All right, and then I owe you 3 new spell cards. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So I have 3 versos, which beats your 2 duos. So, could you turn this Snyx around, please? All right, but he's in your side, so you get to spin for movement.
4.
4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Snyx lands on this trap. And let's see what the trap is. So it's actually a gate. Okay. I'm gonna lift this one over here. Now, whenever you do lift a gate, the caveat is that you do have to get rid of any traps that were in that field. It kind of clears them out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, so I owe you 3 cards. Okay, so you have 3 versos, and that beats my 2 rings. I could have won if I would have won that hand with the 2 rings, but you have 3 of a kind. So that turns the Snyx around, like so, and then I spin. So it's a 4.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And he's heading this way, right? Yeah. Okay, so 3 new spells. Now, if you were to win a ring, in this case, you would win the game. Or if you played a gate, actually, you would win a game because you could lift the gate up again and it traps him. Okay, so I have nothing.
So I'm gonna play 2 rings.
Okay, so that moves the Snyx into the trap, and
So
you
I
just
won.
won the game. Congratulations. You just caught your very first Snyx.
Thanks.
And that's Snyxtrap. So in case if you win a duo spell, you can actually decide to multiply this number on the spinner by 0 or 2. And so what that does is, you know, let's say he's over here and he's about to leave your field. And yeah, maybe on this right. And you win the duo spell. You can multiply by 0 to kind of freeze him in place, to kind of keep him from leaving your field. Or if he's facing this way and I win the duo spell, you know, if I spin a 3, I can move him 6 spaces now, which puts him all the way back over into my field.
Okay.
So there are these 4 fields, and on top of the lantern, there's cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. And the field spell kind of lets you teleport him along the same ring into any other field. So again, if I want a field spell here, I could actually move them all the way, you know, into my field. But it has to be along the same ring. If you win a second hand with a gate spell, you know, I could lift this one up like this, and so, you know, suddenly my board, there's a lot more opportunities for me to win. Or each of the gates also has a second position, a third position. So like so, and so suddenly, if the Snyx was there, I would have just won the game, because the gate now is cast on the Snyx. This also counts as a space. So let's say the Snyx is there. If you spin a 1, I've won the game because he lands 1 space. However, he can move through. So if we spin a 2, it's 1, 2. So you have to land directly on the gate.